How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Invictus by Rabanne. So today we're looking at none other than Paco Rabanne's Invictus. This is a polarizing fragrance in the community for a multitude of reasons. So Invictus first came out in 2013, created by Paco Rabanne. It's an aquatic, kind of like fresh summertime kind of scent. This is not the original bottle. This is actually the bottle that was introduced last year, I believe, or even the year before. And thankfully, this is from a time in fragrance where companies weren't afraid to put a lot of notes in their fragrance. Nowadays, you just see like a top note, a mid note, and a base note, and that's all they're giving you. This has quite a bit going on in it, even after a redesigned bottle, and a lot of talk in the community about people thinking it might have even been reformulated. Top notes on this one, we have sea salt, grapefruit, and mandarin orange. Mid notes of jasmine and bay leaf, and base notes of ambergris, gaiac wood, patchouli, and oak moss. Scent profile of this one is very aquatic, very sweet, a little bit salty, definitely kind of like a summertime kind of fragrance. Be careful with this one in closed kind of like closed space environments that might get kind of warm. It is really sweet. Some people have compared this to like almost like a bubblegummy kind of sickeningly sweet kind of fragrance. And I do actually have experience with the original before they did the redesign of the bottle, and I have some thoughts. First of all, we'll check out the presentation, the box, the bottle, the atomizer, the whole 9 yards, so you guys can kind of get a feel if you dig the design, if you don't dig it. So the bottle is this very kind of like angular kind of trophy bottle, sleek, kind of like thin handles. The top it's just plastic. It looks metal, but it's just like a kind of like a cheap feeling plastic. And then it has like kind of like an attached base built into the clear plastic part of the bottle. It might be that part might be glass actually. And then the atomizer is built in traditional Rabanne style. And I don't know if any of you guys have had experience with the original. Rabanne has the best word, reputation for atomizers, and this one definitely lives up to that reputation, and it's not a good reputation. This atomizer is straight garbage. Not a fan of Rabanne's atomizers. All right, now let's get on to the scent profile. The reason we're all here is the juice inside of the bottle, right? Invictus has kind of like a it's supposed to be like a light blue kind of juice, probably trying to bring out a little bit of that like aquatic feel that it's supposed to give. First thing that you notice when you spray on Invictus is that sweetness. It is very apparent. This is a very sweet fragrance. It's got a little bit of like almost like a soapiness to an aquatic citrus. I get some of that bay leaf. It brings out a little bit of freshness in the fragrance. But the first things that you're going to notice right away, it's sweet, it's aquatic, it's citrus. Those are easily the top 3 parts of this fragrance that really define it. But it does have a freshness to it. And honestly, with wearing this one, people really like Invictus, especially women. I've noticed when I wear Invictus to work, I've had quite a few compliments. People asking me, what are you wearing? Like, it smells really nice. Mostly females giving me compliments. Every once in a while, a guy will say like, hey, dude, you smell good. Usually it's just my coworker. But yeah, it's good smelling stuff. Now, one of the things with this fragrance that kind of polarized a lot of people is Rabanne did 2 things. They restyled the bottle and they dropped Paco from their name. You'll notice on the top, it just has an R now. I don't even know if it says on the bottle. Yeah, on the back, you'll actually notice it just says Rabanne. It doesn't even say Paco Rabanne anymore. And a lot of that led a lot of people to believe with a rebrand and a restyle of the bottle, the juice wasn't out of the question for something that they would be willing to change. And personally, I think they did do a slight reformulation with this new bottle design and the rebrand of the name. To me, I remember going into Sephora, and when I was first getting into fragrance like 2 years ago, there were just a bunch of different fragrances I wanted to try, and I had heard a lot about Invictus and I wanted to give it a shot. I know people say like it's kind of polarizing, you either love it or you don't. Sprayed it on a tester strip and I was like, holy crap, this stuff is freaking good. I was like, all right, you know, this is a contender and it's not too expensive either. So I was like, yeah, we'll go on skin, we'll try this one out, see what I think. I sprayed it on skin. Oh my God, I could not stand it on my skin. It was actually so sweet that it made me nauseous. That's not even a joke. Like, it was literally that sweet. So I wrote it off. I was like, nope. I'm like, man, it smells great. Maybe like I could wear it on my clothes, but I prefer to wear my fragrances on skin just so they project a little bit better. But I was honestly ready to just say, nope, screw Invictus. We're not going to do it. It's just not for me. I did try Invictus Victory Elixir, which I think is that black bottle in this same design. I think that's actually the one that kind of led them to do this design for all of the Invictuses. Try that one. I really liked that one. It was really similar, but had a little bit of like a pepperiness, freshness to it, which was really nice. I thought about picking that one up, but it was kind of pricier, and I was like, like I don't love it enough to really pull the trigger on it, so I didn't. And then they did the redesign, I think last year, and my work was selling a bottle of this for a pretty darn good price. I think it was like $60 for a full size. And I was like, what the heck? I remember like it being on the edge, you know, for me. So I purchased a bottle. I can tell you the sweetness compared to what it was is toned down. It's not as sweet. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still very sweet. But it's not nearly as sweet as it was. Off of a test strip, it doesn't hit quite the same. It's been so long since I smelled the original formulation that it's hard for me to really put into words exactly how I perceive the difference. But I do know it's now something that I do enjoy wearing. I'll wear it to work. You got to kind of go a little bit on the lighter side with this one because it is pretty strong. And I haven't really tried it in a super high heat environment. I could see it being pretty clean there. So I would say with this one, try to wear it in open spaces and try to not be in like super high heat probably, because I could see that sweetness becoming a problem in really high heat environments. As far as projection and longevity goes, it does pretty darn good. I remember I put it on usually if I'm going to work. With something like this, I'll probably do like 5 to 7 sprays, you know, a few on the neck, on the wrist, and then like 1 or 2 on the shirt. I get to work and I get there around 9 o'clock in the morning, so I put my fragrance on around 8. And I had a coworker mention something to me when she wasn't super close to me. She was like, what are you wearing? And it was probably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, so like it still had enough projection after 6-ish hours that people were still picking it up decently far away from me. And then I remember like driving home and getting home. I usually get home around like 7:30 at night, so close to almost 12 hours later, and you can still definitely pick up the fragrance. So it has good staying power, has good projection, smells good. It's definitely, if you're a fan of sweet summertime fresh fragrances, this one is definitely a no-brainer for me, especially for the price that you can pick up Invictus at. However, if you are a fan of the original Invictus, which I know a lot of people were, keep in mind, in my opinion, it has changed. Not only has the bottle changed, the name has changed, but the juice inside definitely has a different smell to it now versus when it came out back in 2013. Do I think it's an improvement versus how it was in 2013? Yeah, I do. The original bottle in 2013, like I said, it smelled great on paper, but on skin it was so overpoweringly sweet that it just kind of ruined it for me. And who knows, maybe it's something that after a little bit that sweetness would have died down a little bit and it would have been something that I could enjoy. But for me personally, it was a no-go for me. It was just way too sweet. This dials back the sweetness a little bit in my mind, brings the freshness a little bit too, pushes a little bit more citrus, and it just smells better on skin. And people seem to really like it. I know that there are a few similar fragrances out there. Invictus Victory Elixir gets compared to this quite often as being a better version of Invictus. It does have a little bit, if I remember correctly, of like more pepperiness and a fresher spiciness to it. And it's a little bit more soapy versus regular Invictus also. So just keep that in mind if you're looking, and it is more expensive too. In my mind, I would say going to something like this is just fine if you're looking for compliments or stuff like that. I do like Invictus Victory Elixir a little bit better, but I don't think it was worth the price hike to buy Victory Elixir versus this when I got it for $60. But for me personally, yes, I think this is worth picking up, especially if you've never smelled it before. Just get your nose on it. Go to a Sephora, go to an Ulta, go to wherever you can find it. Heck, even probably you can go online and get a sample for 10 bucks. Just put your nose on it, see what it's like. Don't take my word for it, even though I say it's worth picking up. It's a very polarizing fragrance. Definitely worth smelling before you go ahead and pull the trigger on it. That is gonna go ahead and do it for the video, guys. Like I said, yep, I recommend Invictus. I love the bottle redesign. I think this bottle is much better looking than the original one. The other original one looked tubby, fat, just not a great looking bottle, especially if you got the really, like the 6.8 ounce bottle. That thing was ridiculous looking. So I love the redesign. I'm a better fan of the redoing of the juice inside. Don't really care about the name changing from Paco Rabanne to Rabanne. I could care less about that. But yep, I think it's worth picking it up. So if you guys have put your nose on Invictus, let me know. What do you think of Invictus? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not really care? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, my name has been Austin with Frag Foundry, and I'll see you guys in the next video.